As the moon casts gentle light upon the sleeping world, the echoes of the Ottoman Empire's mysterious past whisper through the corridors of time, inviting you into a realm where history and enigma entwine. Imagine each chapter as a tale told by a midnight storyteller, guiding you through the unsolved mysteries that haunt the grandiose empire's legacy. Within these stories, treasures have vanished without a trace, sultans' fates are shrouded in secrecy, and secretive languages linger just beyond understanding. We embark on a meditative journey into the forgotten depths, revealing the mysteries that still murmur beneath the vibrant tapestry of history. Let us wander together into the shadows of the sublime and the secretive. Let us gently step into the whispers of history, where the echoes of the Ottoman Empire call us into a bygone era of grandeur and mystery. At the heart of this narrative lies Topkapi Palace, once the epicenter of Ottoman wealth, filled with unimaginable opulence and dreams of empire. Envision this majestic palace, perched elegantly above the Bosphorus, its halls once echoing with tales of power and wealth beyond comprehension. Here, treasures were amassed not merely as riches but as symbols of the empire's magnificence, their splendor captured in gold, precious gems, and artifacts whispered about in legends of old. Yet, as the empire approached its twilight, a mysterious void appeared in the treasury's records, leaving historians puzzled over their fate. For ages, the palace was a beacon of prosperity, each item within its vaults a testament to tales of conquest and diplomacy. However, by the 19th century's end, inventory records no longer showed their full bounties, as though the pages of history had turned silently. Was this loss a quiet theft under the cloak of night, a move to safeguard against impending collapse, or simply lost to the ever-persistent erosion of time? The corridors of Topkapi still hold these unanswered questions, echoing with the whispers of mysteries yet to be unearthed. The meticulous records served as a window to the past, showcasing a wealth of artifacts, each a piece in the empire's grand mosaic. Intricately designed textiles, pearl-encrusted spheres, diamond-studded swords, all these tokens of identity vanished from the catalogs abruptly. Their absence raises profound questions. Could they have been spirited away, hidden from prying eyes to protect them from the empire's waning strength? Each relic reflected the empire's soul, their disappearance more than a loss of material wealth, but of a cultural identity thick with intrigue and secrecy. As stories emerged of the treasure's vanishing, they painted images of stealth and cunning, whispering of foreign intruders disguising themselves in the shadows, or of insiders exploiting the empire's vulnerability to undertake acts of betrayal. As the Ottoman strength faltered, both enemies at the gate and within the palace stirred the ether, their maneuvers lost in time's shadows. The notion of theft introduces a tapestry woven with stealth and secrecy, threads of deception hidden beneath the empire's outward grandeur, leaving behind only a cold trail as an ember fades in a forgotten chamber. Yet, there's more beneath these tales of theft, a buried narrative of loyalty and preservation. Consider a time when loyalists might have cloaked the treasures within the palace itself to safeguard them for future generations. Hidden chambers and buried trunks in forgotten corners of Topkapi could still cradle these secrets. Such deliberate actions hint at a consciousness aimed at preserving an empire's soul amidst rising chaos, suggesting the treasures were a beacon for which those invested in the empire's legacy would go to great lengths to protect. Amid the whirl of ascensions and declines in Ottoman power, speculation soon arose that the volatile nature of imperial succession played a role in the treasure's fate. For a newly crowned sultan, a treasury intact signified strength and legitimacy, while the shifting sands of power might have seen these riches relocated or hidden as a calculated move in the tumultuous game of succession, a strategic retreat into obscurity until stability returned. Therefore, the treasury mirrored the delicate dance of authority, its riches both the foundation for a new ruler's might and a bargaining chip in the ever-turning wheel of power. As the empire stood at the brink of its fall, the shadows within Topkapa's halls took on a life of their own, echoing the broader uncertainty of a realm teetering on collapse. Military struggles, economic strain, and internal discord threatened its core, while the specter of scattering or abandoning the treasures loomed. These riches once underscored Ottoman power, now symbolic of a faltering legacy on the verge of losing its footing, a poignant reflection of grandeur slowly dimming, captured like the fading light of a sunset. In the mystique of the Ottoman court, the line between material treasures and spiritual symbols was indistinct, with artifacts carrying an aura transcending mere wealth. Envision these relics, imbued with timeless significance, hidden not merely for protection, but as vessels of esoteric purpose or cosmic balance. Through rituals and beliefs, treasures could have been lost to maintain harmony, their concealment an enigmatic thread tying the empire's past to its present, echoing whispers of divine prophecy. Art and literature of the era further complicate this tale, as artists embedded clandestine truths in their crafts, using allegories to hint at hidden wealth. Delicate brush strokes and poetic narratives might conceal more than beauty, offering clues to treasures that remain elusive. Such works, harboring hidden meanings, preserve the rhythm of a once mighty empire, inviting us to perceive between the lines where imagination dances close to history's edge. In today's quest for these elusive treasures, modern archaeologists and historians continue to seek answers, using cutting-edge techniques and age-old mysteries to fuel their pursuit. These modern explorers delve into the past, driven by dreams of rediscovery, piecing together the fragments of an enigmatic past. We stand drawn to these mysteries, an enduring enigma that beckons us to explore what lies beneath the shadows of a once glorious empire. Thus, as we tread forward in this journey, we hold dear the allure of what remains hidden, an invitation to question, to dream, and to embrace a legacy echoing through the corridors of time, where every whisper is a step closer to the unknown. Osman II, a young sultan brimming with ambition, ascended the Ottoman throne in 1618 at just 14 years of age. He was not content to be a mere figurehead. His vision was both radical and reformative. Osman sought to centralize power, dreaming of a rejuvenated empire. He aimed to diminish the entrenched influence of the Janissaries, the empire's elite military corps, which had grown corrupt. Yet his determination to cut through the entrenched power structures marked him for downfall. In 1622, the forces he aimed to reform orchestrated his removal, leading to his untimely decline. Osman found himself imprisoned and was ultimately assassinated in the dark confines of Yedikule Fortress. Official records hold that he rests within the tomb of his half-brother, Sultan Ahmed I, enshrined in the Grand Sultan Ahmed Mosque of Istanbul. Yet this narrative leaves whispers in its wake, murmurs of his remains being spirited away, replaced perhaps with an unknown soul's bones, his tomb merely a symbolic shell. Some propose that faithful supporters orchestrated a covert operation to relocate Osman's remains, offering him a resting place fit for one whose vision aimed to reshape an empire. These conspiracies enchant those who appreciate the darkness of history's unlit corners, inviting musings that his true resting place reflects a deceived narrative. Hidden within the folds of this enigma are tales of a secret exhumation, further shrouding his end. Rumors suggest that years after his burial, allies of Osman might have delayed rejection of his indignity through clandestine acts, ensuring his legacy remained pure of interference. There are tales of covert activities surrounding his supposed grave, night whispers of secretive exhumation. While solid evidence eludes, such stories persist, illuminating the corridors of mystery in an age where shadows spoke louder than official scrolls. These stories sharpen the mystique of Osman II, reflecting unending specters of rebellion and unrealized ambition. Within the empty tomb lies more than echoes of personal tragedy. It is an allegory of fleeting power and elusive legacy. The tangible facade of an occupied tomb yet vacant symbolizes crushed dreams and aspirations swept away by winds of betrayal and political gamesmanship. Meaning resonates here. The volatile balance between idealism and entrenched power. A narrative that transcends time, narrating the ceaseless dance of aspiration unfulfilled. In the emptiness of a grave lies a metaphor of unquiet legacies, a vision of rebellion and thwarted hope echoing within unyielding stone. Osman's descent still reaches us from the margins of history. Chronicles of his era, woven with victors' threads, often obscure the voices that dared the tide of consensus. In hushed remembrance by amateur historians and curious seekers, Osman's legacy endures, revealing glimpses of a leader unafraid to challenge the orthodoxy. Osman envisioned a streamlined military and centralized power, ideas unsettling to the conservatively entrenched. His echoes reside in the stories told quietly among those preserving alternative truths, a veiled narrative of defiant vision immersed in shadows. Visitors to the Sultan Ahmed Mosque may ponder Osman's official tomb with little awareness of its enigma, an unmarked question lingering in historical ether. It stands as both physical evidence and riddle, an archaeological curiosity inviting exploration beyond documented conventions. As an artifact, it unveils drama and intrigue encapsulated in stone, posing as much a socio-political puzzle as a hidden chapter of history. In the quest to unravel these concealed stories, cultural archaeologists and historians are drawn back to this repository of unanswered questions, the tomb, carved in mystery and silence. Beyond political and earthly limitations, Osman's disappearance traverses mystical realms, wrapped in spiritual prophecy. Over ages, superstitions and omens wove tales of a young ruler marked by destiny unfulfilled. Whispers of seers foretelling his rise and fall accentuate the supernatural qualities intertwining with his empire's narrative. Ottoman beliefs in fate and destiny suffuse Osman's story with mystical resonance, and his disappearance expands into metaphysical dimensions, fanning flames of folklore, preserved for ages beyond mortal comprehension. Yet, centuries later, questions around Osman's final resting persist, a topic pursued by historians employing modern techniques. Archaeological advancements and genealogical research proffer new paths toward past illumination. As history meets technology, the fascination with Osman II's unresolved mystery bridges time, uniting past curiosity with present endeavors. This pursuit continues to engage, weaving insight from fragmented trails, on a quest to unlock the solemn secrets of a vanished leader. While his physical presence disappeared, Osman II's legacy endures in the echoes of uncompleted endeavors and young aspirations. His story, imbued with the potential for transformative change, speaks to the eternal play between tradition and innovation. Osman's brief rule brings themes of generational conflict and daring reform under the spotlight, carving his legend in the delicate intersection where audacity confronts historical inertia. His presence is remembered not just in history's tomes, but in the ripples of time, a symbolic figure of boldness and contemplation. Thus, the mystery of Osman II transcends mere intrigue, inviting reflection and speculative wonder. His tale challenges us with its empty tomb, a question of memory and myth interwoven, a dance between the known and the yet to be understood. His recollection serves as an exploration into the delicate threads binding myth to history, inviting mediation over universal designs, a narrative that, while unfinished, breathes in timeless contemplation. In the golden age of the Ottoman Empire, Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent embodied not only the pinnacle of worldly power, but also a profound engagement with the mystical and metaphysical currents of his time. His reign was marked by an intellectual curiosity that led him to seek counsel from Sufi mystics and astrologers, weaving a complex tapestry where physical expansion met spiritual inquiry. This interplay birthed the legend of the secret scrolls attributed to him, artifacts rumored to hold the mysteries of the universe firmly in their grasp. Within his court, where luxury and esoteric exploration intertwined like threads of an ornate Ottoman tapestry, Suleiman's quest to collect and preserve ancient wisdom found its sacred place. His library, more than just a sanctuary for poets and philosophers, reportedly harbored rare manuscripts mapping realms beyond ordinary perception, scrolls that promised to decode the universe's hidden geometries and unveil maps to worlds lost in the whispers of time. Beneath the bustling heart of Istanbul, tales tell of a concealed chamber crafted under Suleiman's watchful eye, a hidden space reserved for the Sultan's intimate circle of trusted advisors and spiritual companions. Legends endow this chamber with secrets so profound they could upheave conventional understandings of history and spirituality. Like ghosts of a forgotten era, rumors of these scrolls linger, eluding even the most advanced archaeological pursuits. Historians and treasure hunters alike ponder the reality of such a place, imagining vast networks of tunnels weaving through the city's foundations, cobwebbed and rich with the dust of forgotten centuries. These stories, whether fact or myth, remain a testament to humanity's yearning for enlightenment and understanding that transcends the visible world. Among the tales spun around Suleiman's scrolls, their reputed prophecies captivate the imagination like few others. Picture an ancient monarch scribbling coded foreshadowings of future conflicts and cosmic shifts on brittle parchment, predictions not just as fantasies, but reflections of veiled universal truths decipherable only by the gifted. Beneath the starry Ottoman sky, we can ponder whether understanding these connections might align us more harmoniously with the cosmic dance of fate, fostering a serene contemplation of human existence beyond the constraints of time and place. Could such links between the celestial and the earthly guide those prepared to see beyond the mere surface of reality? The legend of these scrolls extends further, suggesting they contain mystical maps, not merely geographical sketches, but blueprints guiding the spirit toward enlightenment. Byzantine whispers and Persian echoes suggest that these guides chart mystical landscapes where cosmic forces converge, directing explorers through inner dimensions that defy ordinary comprehension. Wrapped in narratives of hidden cities and forgotten sacred sites, these maps serve as reminders of a spiritual odyssey, inviting seekers to blur the lines between mind, soul, and cosmos. With each tale of these scrolls, we embark on a journey of introspective wonder, touching upon threads of consciousness that stretch beyond space-time's linear grasp. If, indeed, Suleiman's scrolls existed, they would not have been left unguarded in Istanbul's subterranean depths. Imagine a devoted cadre of scholars and sages, guardians committed to preserving the scroll's ancient wisdom, a clandestine order heedful of the balance between revelation and secrecy. Such protectors, shrouded in mystery and solemn secrecy, may well embody an eternal duty, passing their sacred charge through the ages. This archetype of the guardian as preserver of esoteric knowledge underscores the delicate nature of wisdom. It is veiled, earned in reverence, and shared as a timeless legacy. Throughout history, knowledge often met fate at the intersection of suppression and survival. Even under Suleiman's tolerant gaze, the fear of dangerous ideas pervaded, perhaps sealing the scroll's truths within cloaked corners and distant lands. Whether spirited away or protected by resilient custodians, the survival of these scrolls symbolizes the endurance of understanding against forces seeking to extinguish it. This resilience, woven into human curiosity, inspires reflection amid modern upheavals, urging today's seekers to rediscover hidden wisdom through deliberate thought and exploration. The aura surrounding Suleiman extends into the flow of time, influencing modern thought and creative pursuits. His era bridges the chasm between reason and mysticism, encouraging a marriage of science and spirituality that resonates through today's intellectual pursuits. From meditation circles to scholarly debates, echoes of Suleiman's enigmatic legacy whisper across borders, inviting a harmonious confluence of knowledge streams. Within the scroll's legends lies a promise of symbolic codes and ritualized language, channels to divine mysteries that beckon believers toward realms beyond mundane understanding. Their intricate symbols and cryptic invocations paint a canvas where art breathes spiritual significance, merging the temporal with the eternal. As we peel back the layers of these scrolls, we find our perceptions shifting, illuminating the unity between symbol and spirit, a journey through which understanding becomes transformation. Suleiman's scrolls not only honor Ottoman intellect, but pay homage to alliances with bygone civilizations, weaving together tales of ancient wisdom from diverse lands. This confluence of cultures underscores a reminder of our shared journey through history's continuum. With each myth of Suleiman's scrolls, we glimpse into the collective experience of timeless wisdom, an eternal dance awaiting the rediscovery of its subtle wonders. Our fascination with Suleiman's secret scrolls is a reflection of the endless human quest for enlightenment. Their allure transcends the need for physical evidence, offering a contemplative pilgrimage into truth's elusive nature, where knowledge and mystery mingle, inviting us to embrace curiosity's peaceful embrace. Within their legend lies solace, inspiring journeys that transcend reason's boundaries and unite the seeker with truths both ancient and ageless. In the mystique of the Ottoman Empire, the Janissaries emerged as figures of formidable power, swathed in enigma and skill. Originating in the late 14th century under Sultan Murad I, this elite corps played a pivotal role in the vast Ottoman military expansion. Taken as children from Christian families, they were converted to Islam and molded into a rigid military machine. Their existence transcended mere warrior status. They grew into influential kingmakers within the halls of power. At the core of their unity was a secret language, Kanun-u-Sevri, an esoteric tongue that tied them together with bonds beyond blood and belief. This language, shrouded in mystery, served as more than a communicative tool. It was a living symbol of their brotherhood and an emblem of their clandestine might. Though much about Kanun-u-Sevri eludes us, fragments hint at its depth, suggesting it was interlaced with philosophical musings and spiritual allegories, making each utterance a tapestry of hidden meanings. It is said that these coded phrases carried entire philosophies, whispered only among those initiated. This secrecy enveloped the Janissaries in an impenetrable aura, leaving their true intentions inscrutable to outsiders. As we delve deeper into the world of Kanun-u-Sevri, we encounter rituals where the language was spoken in hushed tones, each word a bridge to the metaphysical. The rhythmic cadence of the dialect, sometimes likened to a prayer, other times a riddle, bound the Janissaries not only to one another, but also to their place within a grand cosmic order. Stars, elements, divine entities, all found a voice within Kanun-u-Sevri, carrying esoteric wisdom through generations. Yet, with the decline of the Janissaries during the 19th century, sparked by the auspicious incident under Sultan Mahmud II, the language began to vanish. The dismantling of the core was brutal, and with it, the deliberate erasure of their secret tongue. This attempt at suppression, while intended to obliterate their power, only served to steep Kanun-u-Sevri in legend. Today, a mere whisper of it survives, scattered like seeds across ancient parchments and in the faint tales of oral tradition. Modern researchers, drawn by the enigma, work tirelessly to reconstruct the language's lost intricacy, employing the delicate art of linguistic forensics. Sifting through the sands of time, they piece together clues from dusty tomes and diaries. Their efforts often feel like deciphering spectral echoes, a return to a world where language was not only functional, but divine. With each uncovered syllable, curiosity grows. What arcane truths lay encoded within the folds of Kanun-u-Sevri? Some suggest it contained strategies well ahead of its time, while others muse about metaphysical secrets now lost to history. It may even have been a vessel for alchemical knowledge whispered between the lines. The cultural mosaic of the Janissary experience, woven from Arabic, Persian, and Turkish threads, imbued their language with a philosophical depth that beckons exploration. In searching for parallels, we find resonances with other secret languages across the globe. Whether the smoke signals of indigenous American tribes or the whispered tongues of cloaked societies, these languages served a common purpose: to cultivate solidarity and safeguard wisdom against intrusive eyes. Kanun-u-Sevri, in its eloquent mystery, stands alongside these tongues, a testament to humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge. Though the Janissaries and their language have vanished into the annals of time, echoes of their legacy persist. Within the cultural memory of Turkey and beyond, traces linger in folk songs and family yarns, like threads connecting past with present. The Janissaries, symbols of unity and resilience, impart timeless lessons amidst the quiet pages of history. Today's seekers are captivated by this linguistic puzzle, pondering its true nature. Was it merely a pragmatic invention, or did it conceal a blueprint for understanding the universe itself? Each theory kindles the imagination, fostering a sense of wonder at the depths of our collective past. In this continuous quest for understanding, we also uncover reflections on language itself, its power to unite, to conceal, and to transcend the limitations of the temporal world. Looking into the shadowed corridors of history, we find Kanun u Sevri dissolving into myth, a myth that lures us with the promise of hidden knowledge. It invites us to reflect on the nature of language, to see it not merely as a tool for communication, but as a vessel for our innermost dreams and aspirations. The Janissaries, through their enigmatic dialect, offer us a glimpse into a world where words held the power to unlock the cosmos, a power that compels us to listen closely, lest the whispers vanish before they can be understood. In the stillness of a sultry summer night in 1911, the heart of Istanbul throbbed with an impending sense of doom, almost imperceptible until amber flickers began their unruly dance. That night, a fire sprung to life, consuming the imperial archives, those storied vaults harboring memories of an empire that once stretched across 3 continents. These archives, guardians of treaties and decrees defining centuries of Ottoman grandeur, surrendered to flames, leaving behind only ashes and unanswered questions. As if conjured by unseen hands, the fire raged with a malevolence that hinted at intentions far darker than mere accident. In its wake, whispers curled through the surviving corridors, mingling with the acrid remnants of scorched parchment. What conspiracy, unseen and insidious, had been perpetrated in the shadow of those hallowed halls? The vanished documents spoke, even in silence, of bloodlines obscured and treaties consigned to anonymity. In their absence, a void opened, inviting endless speculation. Was the fire an accidental bearing of chaos, or a deliberate act, orchestrated to rewrite an empire's narrative and obscure truths too costly to reveal? Buried beneath soot lay treaties that once delineated the Ottoman world, diagrams of power painstakingly mapped out and abruptly redrawn by fire's unrelenting hand. Among these were the odd names, diplomatic talismans of commercial rights with foreign powers, all erased, dissolving the empire's intricate web of international bonds. Historians wonder, had these documents survived, how might the paths of nations have diverged into unknown realms? Tracing the severed threads of decisions and boundaries now obscured, we glimpse an empire unmoored by an inferno's consuming dance. Even the tax maps, essential to the empire's economic panorama, were reduced to ethereal nothingness. Meticulously drawn records once captured the ebb and flow of wealth, chronicling the pulse of Ottoman life. Their incineration, whether by design or happenstance, unraveled the empire's economic tapestry, leaving chaos where structure had prevailed. In a world on the brink of modernity, the loss of such financial coherence hastened decline, nourishing speculation about whom this void might secretly serve. Within this smoldering maze of loss and intrigue, whispers lingered. The empire, outwardly strong, was riddled with internal strain, political upheaval, and the pressing might of foreign interests. As the fire consumed its paper ties, did it also offer a clean slate to those seeking power, free from historical constraint? Could ambition alone have transformed these corridors into a crucible for rebirth, one in which old scores were settled by reconstructing memory's selective glow? Tongues of conspiracy flickered, sketching shadows of empires teetering between tradition and a modern world indifferent to imperial legacy. In that crucible of flame, motivations tangled, inviting speculations of conflicts, foreign and domestic. Was it a coup against continuity, a calculated act to sever ties with the past and propel a fragmented empire into unscripted futures? In an empire inhaling the air of reinvention, a new epoch emerged from smoke and shadow. Throughout Istanbul, the fire's transformative spirit revealed the city's own concealed vulnerabilities, casting the empire's luminous aura into a stark relief of obscured legacies and unseen struggle. As the ethereal light faded, every citizen felt the tremors of power, secrets now unshackled and threatening to surface. The city became a theater of legends and specters, each whispering of secret operatives meeting in shadow-draped alleyways to orchestrate the stratagems of untold stories. The guardians of the archives, those sentinels of memory, bore the immense loss most intimately. They had long conspired with time, archiving the manifold intricacies of an empire, their toil rendered to ruin in an instant. Yet even amid destruction, their resilience kindled hope as they sifted through remnants, nurturing whispers of wisdom that endured beyond singed edges. In this devastated landscape, where knowledge once thrived, scholars found themselves in a void of fractured truths. Boundless data, once scholars' beacons, now lay entombed within the fiery aftermath. Their absence reverberated across disciplines, unsettling timetables, and rekindling questions of epochs left riddled by the erasure. Historians, acknowledging the limitation that the fire's fury imposed, continue to peer into the smoke for truths now obscured yet potent in absence. Fires etched into history as agents of destruction now also reveal tantalizing possibilities. What elusive realities, hidden beneath a narrative of ash, remain to be discovered within history's gaps? Might fires serve as cloaks for untold tales, veiling indispensable truths that could yet redefine our collective past? In the glow of embers, the fire contrives to narrate absence anew, inviting contemplation of forgotten legacies. Amidst its devastation, it births motivations for exploration, compelling historians to transcend the silence of burnt archives to seek resonant stories. Within the flame's dissolution of Istanbul's documentary Might, a continuum of memory persists, undaunted by loss. As human curiosity threads through the archive's absence, it carries history's defiance against oblivion, sparking an enduring narrative resistant to time's grasp. Even amid erasure, the spirit of inquiry blazes, affirming fire's transient consumption against the immortal pursuit of understanding. In the mist-shrouded mountains and secluded valleys of eastern Anatolia, ancient Armenian monasteries have weathered the passage of empires, standing as silent witnesses to history's ebb and flow. These sacred bastions of faith and knowledge harbored priceless libraries and codices, safeguarding both sacred texts and the wisdom of ages. Within these hallowed walls, monks dedicated their lives to preserving manuscripts by hand, enlivening them with divine and earthly insights. The manuscripts they guarded held immense spiritual, philosophical, scientific, and historical significance, offering glimpses into a forgotten worldview, a testament to humanity's quest for understanding. As the world plunged into the violent upheavals of the early 20th century, these serene sanctuaries faced chaos and ruin. The Armenian genocide uprooted communities, and with them, cultural treasures slipped into obscurity. Codices vanished from their ancient shelves, perhaps spirited away to protect them from desecration. Whispers suggest they found refuge in foreign lands or in concealed networks of clandestine collectors. This enigmatic loss leaves a void in the cultural and historical lineage of the region, raising poignant questions about the ancient narratives and wisdom buried alongside them. Some scholars believe that within these vanished codices lay apocryphal gospels diverging from canonical scripture. These writings, vibrant with alternate interpretations of religious events, suggest tantalizing shifts in early Christianity. Could they have recounted Christ's life and teachings in ways that clashed with established doctrine? Such revolutionary perspectives threatened ecclesiastical authorities intent on maintaining theological consistency. Texts challenging established narratives have often faced suppression or destruction. Thus, their disappearance may reflect the broader struggle over who wields the power to frame the narrative of faith. The absence of these Gospels obscures a direct understanding of early Christianity and symbolizes the perpetual contest over the authorship of spiritual history. Beyond religious accounts, it is posited that the Armenian codices chronicled alternate historical timelines, deviating from mainstream narratives. These documents may have captured glimpses into lost civilizations, unrecorded events, or mystical records defying conventional understanding. Such codices, if they existed, represent a mesmerizing intersection of history and lore, questioning the boundaries of accepted historiography. The potential of alternative timelines inspires scholars to chase elusive leads, driven by the desire to grasp not only what was, but what might have been. This pursuit ignites a profound quest for understanding past possibilities and challenges our perceptions of a multiverse where history weaves through branching threads of reality. During times of turmoil, cultural preservation becomes an act not just of legacy, but of survival. Monks and scholars, sensing imminent threats, may have hidden or evacuated the fragile codices to safeguard them from destruction. As repositories of ancient thought, these manuscripts bore the weight of fear, and yet glowed with the promise of endurance. The resilient efforts to protect the codices mirror humanity's enduring struggle to preserve knowledge against the relentless march of time. From the Great Library of Alexandria to the hidden libraries of Timbuktu, humanity's desire to rescue enlightenment from encroaching shadows persists undaunted. The Armenian codices, though perhaps lost or hidden, testify to a universal commitment to preserving knowledge that could guide us forward. In the codices' absence, rumors and whispers take their place, haunting narratives defined by what is unseen. Tales emerge of monks absconding with the texts, embellishing the narrative with intrigue and mystique. Stories speak of codices lying in clandestine vaults beneath sprawling cities or being spirited away to secretive communities abroad. As these tales tapestry themselves with layers of mystery, the line between rumor and documented truth blurs, fostering an intricate dance where belief transforms into potential reality. In this ethereal realm, the codices live on as legends, threading speculation into history's fabric, where whispers and shadows beckon us through a labyrinth of hidden pasts. The idea of esoteric libraries and secret societies guarding the lost knowledge of these codices further tantalizes the imagination. Scholars suggest that these texts may have found refuge within the hands of clandestine orders committed to preserving radical works outside public view. These hidden societies, mythologized in literature and lore, serve as keepers of obscured truths, guarding them from mainstream scrutiny. With whispers lingering beneath the surface of acknowledged history, the notion of wisdom sequestered from the broader populace paints an image of a world where hidden truths patiently await rediscovery. These narrative echoes hint at keys to relics that transcend historical understanding, propelling a timeless fascination with realms that defy empirical truth. Ultimately, the Armenian codices stand as vessels of ancient wisdom, embodying convergence across diverse cultures and philosophies. Armenia's unique geographical position as a nexus for trade and intellectual exchange infused these texts with philosophies, medical treatises, astronomical observations, and mystical musings that traveled across epochs. Their absence underscores a profound void, as modern scholars attempt to reconstruct the expansive breadth of knowledge encapsulated within. These manuscripts serve as resonant artifacts of layered histories and fragmented philosophies, opening portals into how past societies perceived their place in the cosmos. The broader implications of their loss reverberate through Armenian history and across human endeavor, forewarning of the immeasurable impact of cultural erasure. The disappearance of these codices embodies more than a loss of objects. It signals a rupture from a shared human heritage, reshaping identity and collective memory. Contemplating such loss reminds us of the fragility of knowledge and the pressing need to secure what might illuminate our path forward. The Armenian codices are not merely historical relics. They represent the perpetual narrative of human aspiration and resilience, woven through the epochs, compelling us to seek that which remains concealed, awaiting rediscovery. In the year 1473, the Ottoman Empire, in its ceaseless quest to extend its dominion and navigate the intricate chessboard of geopolitics, launched a naval expedition of considerable consequence. The fleet, a visible embodiment of Ottoman maritime supremacy, was destined for Crimea, whose shores held the promise of strategic leverage and the allure of burgeoning trade. Yet this grand design unraveled into a mystery that would echo through the annals of time. The fleet set sail on the enigmatic waters of the Black Sea and seemingly departed from the realms of mortal chart and verse, never to return. No flotsam marked its passage, no survivors to recount tales of fury or fate. It was as if this grand fleet had been absorbed by the very waters it sought to command. This disappearance thrust the empire into a shadow realm of speculation and unease. The strategic intent, meticulously plotted with diplomatic finesse, twisted into an enigma, raising questions of intrigue and discord. Was it treachery, or a deft move in an invisible game of diplomacy that shrouded its fate? At that time, the Black Sea was a corridor of commerce and conquest, yet a tinderbox of diplomatic tensions where Ottoman influence crossed swords with the Genoese, Venetians, and emerging Russian principalities. The fleet's silence might tell of whispered agreements or the unspoken balancing acts of secretive geopolitics. The absence of tangible answers drew forth folklore and fire-lit tales from the shadows, casting mystical hues upon the event. Whispers of ghost ships, caught in eternal twilight upon mist-shrouded waters, became the ethereal fabric of lore among those who lived by the sea. Were these spectral figments merely reflections of human fascination with the unknown, or perhaps tentative tendrils reaching into the supernatural? The Black Sea, in its vast, brooding silence, metamorphosed into a theater of imagination, where the rational and the mystical performed an entwined dance. This ceaseless speculation about supernatural interference grew in cadence with the timeless rhythm of the waters. the tempestuous demeanor of the Black Sea could indeed foster beliefs of maritime spirits or curses. That untethered realm between water and air beckoned myths of cosmic misalignments or divine intercessions. Yet, within these ponderings stands the unyielding presence of nature's indomitable power. Storms and seaquakes were not unknown to sailors of old who revered the capricious temperament of these waters. It was conceivable a sudden meteorological upheaval might have pulled the fleet to its depths, enshrouding it in aquatic oblivion. Amidst the mythical navigational missteps whisper as potential culprits. The cartography of the 15th century, rudimentary and speculative, could easily lead astray even the most skilled navigators. The absence of digital precision and modern cartographic clarity made the Black Sea a wilderness of potential misdirection, where vessels might drift into realms unknown and uncharted. Human error compounded with inclement nature forged the specter of navigational demise. Likewise, human vulnerabilities encased in the ambitions of empire lurked as ever-present threats. Were there divisions among commanders, discord within the ranks, or grave misjudgments that shaped the fleet's doom? The human mind, strained by the vast unknown and the clamor of responsibility, could err with dire consequence, an allegory for mortality and the limits innate in human endeavors. The conjecture of combat, though unrecorded, breathes in the echoes of potential confrontations. Were there silent battles fought beneath an indifferent sky, against rival fleets? The Black Sea, turbulent and clandestine, could very well conceal such hidden accounts, simmers of conflict that history failed to chronicle, events submerged within the cold fathoms of forgotten valor and vanished empires. In a time steeped in the esoteric, where the empirical met the arcane, did occult practices play their hand? Rituals, swathed in secrecy and tethered to maritime fortunes, might weave outcomes unforeseen. Do the lost words of such oaths remain suspended in the sea's domain, their unseen influences coded within the silent passage of tides? Maps, those ancient eyes that guided, were also barriers to knowledge, reflecting not just the physical unknown, but the boundaries of human consciousness at the time. Flawed charts might mislead, rendering mariners adrift in existential unknowns. The sea, vast and unfathomable, baptized their quest with an endless horizon that whispered terra incognita to all who dared its embrace. Thus, the lost Ottoman fleet is not merely a tale of disappearance, but an enduring testament to the orchestra of mystery, conflict, and human imagination played upon the world's stage. The modern seeker, whether historian, storyteller, or dreaming explorer, can only ponder its fate, caught in the tide of questions that the past casts into the present. It is an echo, an eternal mystery woven into the rich tapestry of maritime lore, a call from history that hums with enigma and beseeches contemplation. It compels the listener to wade into the depths of curiosity, where the past's shadows stretch long and profound, inviting a meditative reflection done by those who yearn to uncover the secrets beyond our reach. In the heart of Turkey lies Cappadocia, a land of whimsical rock formations and a historical tapestry that reaches deep into time. Yet, beneath this enchanting surface, the true wonders unfold, the underground cities. These are the crowning jewels of Cappadocia's mystery, labyrinthine and vast, stretching deep into the earth. The roots of these cities dig into ancient times, with whispers of the Hittites as the first to carve their paths. As centuries flowed ceaselessly by, the Phrygians and early Christians expanded upon them, seeking refuge from the vagaries of above-ground life, from invasions, from unchecked elements, and perhaps from enigmas lost to history. Intricate networks of tunnels and chambers tell tales of societies retreating beneath the soil, the modern present connecting to a forgotten past where sanctuary and the search for survival intertwined. Though archaeologists have scratched at Cappadocia's surface, much remains cloaked in myth and speculation. Some propose that these subterranean realms were not mere shelters, but held shadows of intrigue, places where clandestine rites and hidden councils took place, obscured from curious eyes. To an empire like the Ottomans, who spread their reach to hold this land, these subterranean worlds presented a legacy far more complex than mere territory. While they utilized these shelters wisely against sieges, stories persist of Ottomans sealing certain entrances, prompting countless theories. Was it a safeguard for secrets resting within, or an effort to prevent enigmatic forces from reaching daylight? Layered into local lore are tales of Ottoman soldiers descending but never returning, amplifying the fearsome allure of these underground citadels. Did they encounter otherworldly phenomena warranting such mystery? Were secrets of ancient technology or forbidden texts involved? Legend speaks of mystical energies embedded in these rocky hollows, perhaps prompting Ottomans to close them in reverence or fear, a respectful nod to forces beyond mortal comprehension. Thus, the decision to conceal these labyrinths may have been a strategic act to protect the imperial dominion from tampering with the divine or the spectral. Exploring Cappadocia's depths reveals astonishing feats of architectural prowess. These are no mere caves. They are elaborate interconnections of air shafts, stables, chapels, and ingenious stone doors to guard passages. The architectural brilliance reflects not just the needed practicality for subterranean living, but also a subtle mastery of geology. Embedding stairs and long, slanting tunnels interlinking various levels suggests an astute defensive strategy, providing fluid mobility while ensuring safety. The iterative air systems tell of an advanced grasp of mineral ecology, sustaining life away from the nourishing light above. Yet amidst such craft reside walls with delicate carvings and echoes of religious iconography, glimpses of the sacred that hint at ceremonial depth. Perhaps these etchings served more than beautification. Maybe they mapped spiritual journeys as old as the tales that preceded them. Some chambers bear signs of rushed retreats, scattered objects, and traces of interrupted rites that cry out in secret voices. The Ottomans' approach hints at an intertwining with mystical practices, always elusive to outsiders, suggesting these cities were more than mere refuge, but held an esoteric resonance, elements of ancient chants, and contemplation of transcendent truths. Recent archaeological pursuits have brought fresh interest to these underground environments, each find unearthing the vibrant colors of ancient life. Pottery fragments, loom weights, and grinding stones speak softly of continuity and collective life. Yet unsettling observations emerge. Sealed rooms without exits, stairways leading nowhere, interspersed with smooth surfaces indicating skilled craftsmanship or unexplained events. Alchemical emblems and peculiar inscriptions spark discussions among historians as they ponder origins and meanings of spiritual and practical life intertwined. The sealed passages summon myths of profound secrets hidden by strategic closure. Local tales spin legends of treasures buried in lost catacombs, sacred relics dismissed by some skeptics, but held as truth by locals. While others argue these symbols are metaphors for profound historical truths, that lay enshrined within. Speculations of cursed artifacts or forbidden rites set imaginations alight with theories of power, shifts solely by the unearthing or harnessing of such relics. There is an innate spirituality within the architecture and history here as well, suggesting interpretations beyond mere physical refuge. Winding tunnels might portray humanity's trajectory to enlightenment, the earth as womb, caves as motifs of rejuvenation, stages in the metamorphic path of self-discovery. To the Ottomans, deeply entrenched in Sufi traditions, such metaphysical connections resonated. Darkness becomes a cloak for reflection, and deep earth echoes with prayers for inner transformation. These underground cities could have been sought-after sanctuaries for meditative communion far below the distractions of the material world. Modern archaeology strives to connect tangible discovery with the threshold of lost legacies, revealing the weight of questions. Should revelation or reverence take precedence? Is continued exploration an honor to these builders, or does uncovering perforate the mystery's essence? In treading these ancient corridors, one steps alongside the builders, echoing humanity's tale through ancestral memory, embracing Cappadocia's legacy with cautionary curiosity. As mythology nurtures culture, folklore and spirit canvas artistic depictions, painting a narrative dappled in chiaroscuro, binding old stones with darkened truths, whispering still upon the whirls of history's passage, forever inviting us to reverently embrace the rhythm of these sacred stones. In the languid grace of the 17th century, a lone figure emerges from the annals of history. Evliya Çelebi, a name softly spoken among the wanderers and seekers of old, stands as a testament to the spirit of exploration. Born in the vibrant heart of Istanbul in 1611, he embarked on journeys that would stretch across decades and continents, weaving tales of lands both known and mysterious. His magnum opus, the Seyahatname, or Book of Travels, is a sprawling panorama of cultures and histories, a journey not just through space, but through the very essence of the human condition. Çelebi's privileged upbringing allowed him access to a world vibrant with intellectual fervor, and his narratives are colored with the diverse hues of the societies he encountered. Though some skeptics dismiss his accounts as fanciful folklore, others, drawn in by the mystique of his words, find truth beneath the surface. His stories are not mere records. They are windows into an era where the lines between legend and reality wavered, leaving the discerning reader to draw their own conclusions. At the core of Çelebi's writings lies a fascination with the metaphysical, and a profound connection to the mystic undercurrents of his time. His journeys are peppered with encounters of the spiritual kind, visions that shimmer like mirages on the edge of perception. Drawn to the esoteric and the divine, he captures the interplay of the seen and unseen, inviting readers into a world where the extraordinary becomes almost tangible. These experiences, often dismissed as impossible, reflect a deep-seated belief in a reality that transcends the tangible, echoing the Sufi practices that emphasized a personal journey to enlightenment. One of Çelebi's most captivating narratives revolves around flying machines, a testament to the boundless imagination of an age teetering on the brink of discovery. In an era when flight was merely a dream, Çelebi wove stories of mechanical contraptions that challenged the very laws of nature. While such tales may nudge against the boundaries of reality, they speak of humankind's eternal desire to soar above the constraints of earthbound existence. Some scholars ponder whether these accounts were whispers of forgotten experiments, a testament to the possibilities that lingered at the edge of consciousness. In his travels, Chelebi encountered relics infused with magic, objects that seemed to pulse with a life force beyond the ordinary. These artifacts, remnants of ancient civilizations, occupied a space between history and legend, casting long shadows over the narrative landscape. To Chelebi, they were more than mere curiosities. They were keys capable of unlocking the secret chambers of time itself. The talismans and enchanted stones he describes are less about supernatural proclivities and more about the intrinsic connection between our world and the spiritual forces that guide it. As Chelebi ventured further, he spun tales of hidden cities and lost civilizations, places obscured by the sands of time or the might of human neglect. Through his eyes, these cities become epicenters of wisdom, longing to be rediscovered by those brave or curious enough to seek them. The allure lies in their mystery. Whether real or allegorical, they represent the boundless horizons of human imagination, urging modern voyagers to transcend the known boundaries of history. While Chelebi's narratives have sparked debate among scholars regarding their accuracy, the stories resonate beyond the constraints of cold, hard fact. Some regard him as an enchanting storyteller, while others, hypnotized by the beauty of his words, search for the reality beneath the embellishments. The tension between factual integrity and the embrace of a more imaginative, interpretative approach invites us to consider the purpose of such tales within the greater tapestry of cultural and historical identity. In contemporary culture, Chelebi's influence endures, his vivid imagery continuing to inspire with tales that bridge the gap between the academic and the artistic. Modern adaptations of his works celebrate the essence of curiosity and convey a persistent reminder of our rich historical heritage. As a beacon for creative explorers, the timeless interplay between fact and fiction captures a universal longing for knowledge and connection. Perhaps most profoundly, Chelebi's writings stand as a bridge across realms, a passage between the terrestrial and the ethereal, inviting us to journey alongside him through landscapes of both the physical and the fantastical. His quest encompasses not only geographical exploration, but a soulful pilgrimage into the mysteries that define human existence. In unraveling the stories of Evliya Çelebi, we delve into the narrative depths that challenge our perceptions of reality and history, reminding us of the magical interplay of myth and memory that animates our shared human story. Within the labyrinth of history, shrouded in whispers of forgotten times, lies the tale of the Ghost Court. This hidden chamber, veiled in mystery and elusive as the first dawn light, is believed to have been the secret heart of the Ottoman sultans' search for wisdom beyond the tangible world. Here, in cloaked sanctity, amid shimmering shadows and soft-lit candles, the sultans convened with mystics, oracles, and astrologers, treading the delicate border between the seen and the unseen. They sought guidance far beyond the constraints of earthly power, invoking the ether to navigate the shifting sands of destiny. The Ghost Court, a place where time appeared to slow and the air held its breath, was revered as the crucible of forbidden knowledge, protected from the mundane eyes of the empire by its very mythos. Amid the echoes of Constantinople's storied past, we find the fertile ground in which such a place could emerge. This city, once the vibrant heart of empires, fostered the delicate dance between the spiritual and temporal realms. Its halls resonated with the murmur of mystics and the sacred discourses of philosophers, each contributing to an atmosphere ripe for the birth of ethereal gatherings, like the Ghost Court. Sultans, balancing the blade's edge between logic and the ineffable, were entranced by the allure of celestial maps and esoteric rites, seeking divine counsel in matters as varied as political intrigue and existential contemplation. Within this clandestine court, rituals unfolded like the petals of an evening rose, cloaked in an aura of solemn serenity. Here, in muted shadows, the sultans and their spiritual guides convened, weaving the fabric of prophecy under a dome of stars unseen. The rites, shrouded from the prying eyes of the empire, engaged cosmic energies to distill pearls of wisdom from the flickering flame of prophecy. Sacred objects, steeped in tradition and purpose, punctuated the silence, each echo gently held within the hallowed chamber, murmuring secrets only the initiated could perceive. The mystics, oracles, and astrologers found within the Ghost Court were not simply practitioners of arcane arts, but stewards of ancient wisdom, guardians of mysteries that bridged the gap between the known and the boundless. As keepers of the Empire's spiritual ledger, they bore the weight of centuries upon their shoulders, translating whispers from the void into guidance for the earthly realm. The court's oracles, with their unique aptitude for perceiving the unseen, were said to offer glimpses into the myriad threads weaving the Empire's fate, while astrologers mapped the cosmic ballet into strategies influencing the Sultan's considerations. Legends weave in and out of the Ghost Court's narrative, each story a vine reaching across the tapestry of time, some claiming that the court was hidden beneath layers of history or spirited away by the forces it once convened. With the city's fall and fortunes shifting, these tales speak of hidden passages known only to those privy to its secrets, guarded by celestial alignments or encoded within the city's forgotten maps. The court's physicality remains a mystery, an enigma untouched by the pragmatic fingers of history, preserved in the shimmering suggestions found in word and dream. Symbols and artifacts linked to the Ghost Court stand as echoes of its supposed existence, whispering to us of celestial spheres that mapped the unseen skies and ancient thrones offering the Sultan ethereal guidance. They hint at objects laden not only with meaning, but with a tangible connection to the realms beyond, employed within rituals as bridges crossing portals of understanding. Such relics, as legend has it, bore patterns and sigils that resonate through time, mutely testifying to their role in the court's cosmic conversations. Today, as Istanbul thrives, the echoes of the Ghost Court persist, woven into the city's very stone and air. Explorers and historians quest to uncover its secrets, theorizing locations within Topkapi Palace's hidden corridors or beneath the layers of the bustling cities built upon its illustrious paths. This search juxtaposes ancient mystery against modern technology, unveiling a landscape where each discovery whispers of the possibility of worlds interwoven with our own. Whether as fact or fable, the Ghost Court may well have shaped Ottoman politics, offering spiritual counterpoints to the empire's temporal decisions. It provided a place where prophecy might temper the Sultan's ambitions, its advice threading through the intent of royal councils and the strategies of military ventures. Deep within these enigmatic interactions lies the reflection of leaders who balanced the tangible with the untethered, navigating a realm of dreams and reality with knowing grace. The Ghost Court lives on within the world of art and literature, inspiring infinite retellings, a spectral theme threading through cultural tales as both muse and subject. In the flickering shadows of art, its story unfolds across the canvas and word, embodying humanity's eternal pursuit to understand the divine and ethereal. The chamber's mystery inspires creations that hint at the nature of power and enlightenment, its legacy breathing within strokes of ink, the layers of paint, and the rhythm of verse. In closing, the ghost court remains as elusive as the first mist of morning, a shadow veiled in mystery, yet eternally luminous in its allure. It is a haunting echo of our collective yearning to comprehend the cosmic dance beyond mere survival. Within its veils, we glimpse reflections of our most profound longing, resonating through time, a dance upon the edge of the known and unknowable. May this chapter leave you pondering as it invites your heart to wander through the timeless corridors of mystery. If this journey intrigues you, lend us your support with a like and join us on further adventures by subscribing to our channel.